Final Pogba will leave it to Rashford. He strikes. Oh, it's a goal! Staying on his feet this time. Look, they went for Martial. Lovely touch by Fernandes. Cavani! Rashford all the way across goal. What a finish!
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to All United. Fellas, how we doing? It's been like how long? About 3 weeks, a month since the last time we do something. How are you doing?
Good. Much better. Getting a break from United. We needed that, boy. No, I tell you, we needed that.
But really though, we got a break from them, boy, because I mean,
I not feel like I get a break.
Yeah, boy. Because
I not feeling so.
even off the field, it's like a still headache.
yeah, boy.
Exactly.
Nah, but that one, you see, that one is perceived now. This headache is a perceived headache. Seeing it on the field, the mess on the field, that is real now.
Right.
So I think that we overthinking the whole transfer window thing, and them have it under control. And we just
Nico, you are real confident in this club, boy.
This is Reem. This is the first stage of denial.
Nico, we ain't performing on the field. When we're not on the field, we're not performing in the transfer market. So,
but Nico, you are real confident in a board that over years have proven, right, to be the worst in the lot. Norwich City doing better transfer work than we are.
God.
Yeah, but I feel enough heads turned in the last 6 months for we not to do something maybe just a little better, boy. So So I'm hoping as Greg maybe saying I may be in denial, but I still have a bit of hope that maybe they're really getting the business done, under the loaner, and
They're expecting it to be done like the day before the deadline instead of the deadline day.
Well, yeah,
right.
that's right. Because I don't know, boy, but I'm hoping. I'm being real hopeful.
Or probably 11:30 deadline day. There's limit until 12. 11:59.
I don't know if you guys remember, but when we were going to school, there was always that set of students who used to study right before the exam.
Yeah.
Manchester United. That's it.
But people who study right before the exam, plenty of them just pass, but they just forget what I learned.
Not all of them.
After.
Not all,
boy.
Not
all.
Not all of them.
But
Everybody brain different, Some will pass and some of them will just go blank seconds after staring at the book.
Yeah. So
I feel Woodward was one of them fellas.
So fellas, when you sit down and you're kind of deep how much work we need to do in the transfer market, and then you consider how much work City really need to do or Liverpool really need to do, and then you see their transfer activity, and then you look at our transfer activity, right? It's a little bit concerning, right? But anyway, I guess we could agree on that, but let me deep it a little more, right? So as far as you all are concerned about our transfer dealing so far, it's been roughly 2 or 3 weeks since the transfer window opened, and nothing has happened yet, right? I mean, I guess we've been showing interest, keeping tabs, shortlisting, admiring.
You feel we doing that, boy? You feel we doing that? No, I don't think we doing that.
Well, let me pose the question to you to start off, Nico.
Yeah.
Let me pose the question to you to start off, because you seem to be the optimistic, positive one. So let our positivity,
Optimistic.
Yeah.
Optimistic.
Are you concerned, Nico, that after 3 weeks, and remember what I say, when you consider the likes of City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, I think considering the outgoings as well, we need the most amount of work. But 3 weeks in, nothing has been confirmed. Are you concerned?
Boy, to be honest.
But Nico, sorry, let me just cut you for 1 second there.
Okay,
I had to
right.
big up Jody on the inside, and for all those who watching, don't forget to like and share, the podcast. We want to get more people in on the conversation, right? So blessed night, Jody. And he said big up to everybody on the panel. He also saying, "Oh, don't worry, Eric."
Jody, I with you there by half, boy. I'm not fully with you there, but all right.
He's saying Eric can get through. Ain't worried. So I don't know who that is. Right? Hey, David, John the Inside Man. Good night. Nico Real Positive Man United. News always on the road. Yeah. Well, that is it. So how am I going on? Anyway, I didn't want to take away from Nico's response. See me on the inside as well. Good night, buddy. When United and City line up, we go see how comes.
So here I say, right, Olia, right? I going into this thing, right, hoping that Ten Hag really know what you get yourself into, right? That the first hope. That the first real light that trying to shine on this whole picture, right? Because I was thinking that the state our team in, Ten Hag would have he knew what he inherited, right? Because he'd have sat down in the Crystal Palace game and he would have seen all the positions that he think or know need strengthening, right? And for sure, I know he would definitely have been on the backs of John Murto or whoever didn't take any transfers done, right? Like one, right? Two, I honestly think and I honestly believe, right, that we are doing our business, but I think we did our business low-keyed. Again, because why? Tie back to the first point. Because Ten Hag know the team needs strengthening. And I honestly doubt that that Manchester United would have taken an interim coach in Rangnick, right? To get maybe the best other coach out there, right? Or other best developing coach out there to bring them to United and not support him, So I really thinking that they're doing their business on that low because we seen what other clubs doing, you see what other teams doing. They're using Manchester United name to get players into transfer. Look, this Vieira fella who went to Arsenal. He was linked with us, and let's be honest. If you look at our team, you could know that he wasn't linked to United in no way. Or when I mean linked, United wasn't interested in Vieira in no way, right? And thirdly, right, I think honestly, any top emerging player would definitely find coming to United a risk. It is a risk coming to United because all the promise you have, you would come United and play with McTominay and Fred in your midfield, and you're going to look like rubbish, and your career going to go down the drain. So the trajectory that you had going up, so all of a sudden it's going to start to do so, right? Your value going down the drain, and you had to hope you to stay United and then pay you for however long. So any top upcoming player would find it very difficult to be convinced to come to Manchester United. So I think also that they're having a very hard time trying to convince top players to come to United. And if eventually that happens, which I really think that one or two players will come. I don't think we will get the top quality players that we really want. I don't think.
Like he freeze it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if yeah, all right. So I hear what you're saying, Nico. Right, and before I move to Gregor on this one, I just want to Anderson on the inside. So good night, buddy. Thanks for joining. Jody saying here, it doesn't matter when the transfer window was open. It's about getting the right fit into the team. Ten Hag knows who he wants, and he will get him or them on a down low. So Greg, this one I want to answer the question, but I also want to add this one to you. Right now, over the years, Man United has never been the team to handle stuff down low. Right? So how is it that within the space of 3 months you're able to now switch your whole way of operating and doing business and handle something as heavy as transfers and deal with it on the down low when nobody know what's going on.
I think that's a situation where the manager and those probably involved directly in the transfer activity playing a lot of what they're planning to do close to the chest. They will have certain stories being about X and Y and this player and that player and the next, but they don't want to give away too much. From my understanding, a lot of situations, agents themselves will create a lot of stories just to get a player traction. But there would always just be one particular team that's interested in that individual. But they know it's going to sell clicks. They know it's going to do that. And I believe that United are trying their best not to fall into that trap now. So they're not trying to give anything away. And if you look at it from a perspective, you notice the people who were involved in our previous transfer developments or our previous transfer business, they're not there anymore. Woodward's gone. Judge is gone. Everybody who was working behind the scenes with them is practically gone. So with that, it would also mean that the strategy in itself has to change in the way that they approach doing these transfers. So my thing is, I understand that people want certain things done quickly, and I understand that they're watching everything that's going on, and that's the first mistake you're making. You're watching your rivals. That doesn't benefit us. We get it, probably will what players looked up been interested in. The Darwin Nunez situation with Liverpool, I don't know how true the links are, but they're saying that we were interested in him. We didn't get through. Fabio Vieira, just to kind of piggyback off of what Nico was saying, nobody was really interested in Fabio Vieira. Most of the people who went to Porto were scouting Vitinha. Fabio Vieira probably played 15 games in the Portuguese Super League, and nobody really knew he existed until watching a few of those games. So it just goes to show that a lot of these things are just being made up out of the blue, and you will see there will be semblances of truth in some stories that you will hear, and then there'll be others that are just plain fantasy. Sometimes you just kind of had to know, stick with the individuals you know that will give you proper information, stick with the sources that you know usually are more credible. If you're choosing to take on everything that's being said, until then, wait for an official announcement from the actual club itself. That's the best way you can really approach it.
Yeah,
Right.
I want to touch on something Greg would have said, Reem. Right? So, similar as the Darwin Nunez deal, right?
Mhm.
If you, as a footballer, right, top upcoming footballer, United want you, Liverpool want you, we're going right now. We're going.
Well, the more attractive thing would currently look like
It's a
Liverpool because at the end
no-brainer.
of the day,
That's
at the
it's
end
a
of the day, remember
no-brainer.
they just came from a Champions League final. They won 2
Yeah.
trophies, so you gain
You
Champions
would,
League football next season with them. Most people
yeah,
would
so
tell
you
themselves,
would
"All right,
actually, yeah, you would actually go Liverpool for less money
And in his case,
than
looking at
coming
Liverpool's
United.
situation too, looking at their situation
yeah,"
too, in
because
terms of
they
center
just lost
forward,
Sadio Mane,
center forward and Mane just
yeah,
leave too. So
and on top of that, they even showed Salah going and renew his contract. Firmino looked like he might be on his way out, so there's space available for you in that team. So they
yeah,
themselves have to look at rebuilding too. A lot of their players are pretty much on the wrong side of 30.
yeah,
And easy to sell the club to them because the club is a successful club. That club is a winning club. So
Yeah.
on our hand
They're,
now,
they're in a position to
because
basically pay any money that they will want, and players will be willing to probably go for less because they know that there's a sense of, all right, they feel like they're in a competitive team. United is not in that position right now.
Yeah, yeah. Phil, or nobody knew. Tell me, how you feeling? How you feeling about our transfer activity or lack thereof? Are you concerned or you seem to be more relaxed like Nico?
Remember when you sent me this here, Reen?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
That has been us for at least the last 10 years, buddy. Right? Now, I would say about 10 years ago, I was a bit frustrated, but I think knowing how United operate in the transfer market, I've become a bit relaxed now, right? Um, there's still a bit of frustration there from my end because I'm not concerned about who we get, and I'm concerned when we get them in, right? I'd rather us get in, if we're linked with about 5 players, you're trying to tell me we can't get in at least 1 or 2 of them to be
for
incorporated
preseason.
into this new team for preseason. That's where the frustration on my end comes, right? Because we're then kind of forcing and trying to play catch up when we sign a player within 2 or 3 days of the end of the transfer window and trying to get them incorporated into Ten Hag's system. Why not get them in early? I'm not saying get all 5 players in early. Get 2 or 3 players in, right? Incorporate them into the new system in preseason, and then those players will have some idea of the players around them, the system that Ten Hag wants to play, and then it'll be less of a disaster when we try to incorporate all 5 players that we're linked with in the last 2 to 3 days of the transfer window, right? I mean, you also get a bit of frustration when you're seeing like that picture. That picture just showed you. You're seeing things like mentioned and shortlisted and seduced and interested in, right? And that's United for the last probably 10 years, from back in the day with like when we were linked with Miguel Veloso and Kevin Strootman and Luka Modric, to even
Wow.
up to now. We're interested in Christian Eriksen. I'm tired of seeing things like the Frankie De Jong deal is almost done. Almost has been done. Has been replicated for the last 3 weeks. No, you're trying to tell me that after 3 weeks of negotiation, nothing can't be done. But I'm also frustrated with the United fans who are thinking that they own, I don't know, FIFA, and they can get a transfer done within fucking 2 minutes, and that should be applied. That should be applied. That same philosophy should be applied to the real world, right? And I just dismiss them, right? You search for a player, you search for a player on FIFA. You type in his name, we approach, and then we put in a bid, yes, and then they sometimes think that that's all that needs to be done, right? So I just dismiss them, but just back to my original comment with regards to getting them when, right? Because I would like to see at least maybe 2 or 3 players incorporated in our new squad before preseason.
All right, nice. JP, tell me now. I mean, it's good to hear the different points of view, but how you feeling concerning our transfer dealings? You're concerned or you're relaxed?
I concerned a little bit because I remember in one of the shows before the season ended, I mentioned when we were talking about Ten Hag, what we want to see. One of the things that I wanted to see was early signings. And how much weeks ago we gave the younger ultimatum? We threw the ultimatum out the window or something because we still running down. And I think that's the annoying thing with it. Like, I understand that whole De Jong situation is Barca need money and we desperately need a midfielder. So that's probably where the negotiation
midfielder is in.
being prolonged. Well, I mean, any midfielder we get right now better than anything we have. So
And Scott Ball Cup, And Scott Ball Cup, so you know what I mean?
I
Don't
don't
fight
want to
UFC.
talk about that tonight. I don't want to talk about
Hey,
Cup
UFC.
working up on
You
it.
just have it out for Scott, boy. Jesus.
No,
That's too wide, Greg, boy.
no,
Scott
what
steal
I'm
your
saying-
Scott steal your gallo. Be yourself now, man.
Crap.
no, what Scott Ball Cup, boy.
He woke up to do what?
Exactly.
Scott looking good to be Jim, man. Woo!
And fellas could do a $1,000
Ilanga Ball
pull-ups
Cup too.
and can't pass a proper ball. What does sense?
So yeah, it's really frustrating because I'm not looking for the big name. But you tell me you don't have 2 midfielders out there we could bring to Man United that better than Scott McTominay, Fred. I mean, they must have 2 out there that we could bring to the club. There's millions of men playing football out here. No? I know,
I
I'm
see.
still studying if maybe he wants to see what we have and give that a chance. Maybe that the players that were on loan and things like that. Maybe he wants to work with what his squad has and see. But I'm not confident in that.
But what's it? Even Eriksen out of contract, I just say
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand how like that's
It's so bad, boy.
A snap up be like Ericsson had a thing about coming by United, right?
No, I said that. Let it tell you.
Brentford over us, right? Like,
I'm telling you,
so
nah,
bad,
boy.
right?
Some that one concern, that one real concern, eh?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I just saying, right? So if Eriksen could have a question mark over United, then the image of United that we would sit down behind our TVs and look and the image that they have, right, out there, you know, who touching, who feeling, who seeing it close up, maybe they have a big difference. You know?
Maybe we're gassing up United a bit too much. Then maybe.
Yeah. Because I think if Liverpool wanted he gone long time, or City he think about it, you go City and sit down on the bench comfortable.
Yeah.
And after that be wrapped up long time.
Anderson here, he's saying, I said from the beginning it will take a few transfer windows in order to totally overhaul the squad. Right? He's also saying for years now United have been linked with hundreds of players. Yeah, I think somebody mentioned that people, agents use us to push their agenda and to push the players, for better deals and that kind of thing, right? I think we saw that happen with Vitinha, with the PSG thing, right? Simeon saying here, well, teams bringing in their players early to be ready for the season. And I echo Simeon, and I think Phil had said it, and JP as well. Come on, man. What Ten Hag had to see again?
Yeah.
He didn't watch the Crystal Palace game, or?
That's same.
Anderson saying here we are starting from scratch, so we are behind, but the idea is to get a base to build from. All right. Saying I fed up posts on my social media about Man United close to signing.
Yeah.
If just saying here, we had to be careful to this World Cup year. Players want sure starts in the club, no bench. In a club with real uncertainty, as United players will second guess. Yeah, and that's
wait. Is the players who at the club will second guess, not the players who coming in?
No, well, I think on this point, Nico, and I guess we might as well jump on it too. One of the reasons why, well, this is what was reported. I mean, everything here is assumptions. We have no facts, right? The whole thing with Jurgen Timber, Louis van Gaal said, or what they said is he was advised, to think before he make his next move, because if you're not playing for your club, you're not going to be selected for the World Cup. Jurgen Timber is guaranteed starter at Ajax right now.
Ajax, yeah.
He going into a new league in the EPL.
I want to touch on that.
Yeah, sure. He going into a new league in the EPL. Man United is not known for their defensive, solidity. We have a Varane who come in and Maguire make he look like...
That man hypocritical. Tell him about Nathan Ake, Louis van Gaal.
I was not going to say that.
Hold on.
So how Nathan Ake
at the end of the day, right? Nathan Ake knows the Premier League, right?
Okay.
But he has been on the bench.
Is he starting for City?
No, but what I'm saying is
Steven Bergwijn starting for Spurs?
But that man got splinters up the ass on the bench. Reem, what are you talking about?
No, but
this
is what has been said around Timber making his decision, questioning whether he'll get selected for the World Cup.
But he comfortably started over Wan-Bissaka. Go ahead.
It emphasizes the point that Louis van Gaal is being a hypocrite right now, because you could tell Timber that he can't start if he doesn't start for the club that he's going to. But you have men who's regular benchwarmers for the clubs starting in the national team. Sir. It's a good thing man recover from cancer. Otherwise, I'd say something real nasty. I'll leave it there.
Go through.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he's not confident in himself, because he has also played right back, right? So if he is comfortable in himself to start in front of Dalot and Wan-Bissaka, then he should stay Ajax. He should stay. Because if you're not comfortable or confident in yourself that you could go in there and start in front of Dalot and Wan-Bissaka, stay where he is. He ain't good enough. You understand? You can't be questioning yourself over that.
That talk into his mentality. So you don't think you have the mentality to go in a team and up your game to be better. Who there to for the coach to say, well, I have to start him, then better you don't come.
Exactly. And on top of that, coach who know you, a coach who you played under for how much of a season.
So you have a better chance. You have a better chance to come in there. So
I hope that same logic applies to Donny van de Beek as well to here. I hope so.
but think about it, fellas. He wants to know that when he comes or wherever he goes, he walks into the starting lineup.
Right? I don't think any player in the world.
But just hear him out, right? Just hear him out, because when you check it, right? He have to compete with Maguire and Varane. And as much as we know Maguire is rubbish, Maguire gonna
He's
start next
starting.
season. Look
He's
at
starting.
Avi, how
We
much I
know
want for
that.
that.
Yeah.
Maguire
No, we know
started.
he's starting. Yeah, he's starting.
Right? And then Varane is also going to start once he's fit. So yeah, I get the points they're making about, wherever and wherever about, Gal being sour or his mentality or whatever. But this period, being a young player, he just want to make sure he at his best, because chances are he could still get selected, right? And I mean, it's
What
something
makes
good
him so
mentality.
sure that if he goes to another club that he will still get selected for the first team there?
No, but it's not a matter of next club and not Man United, and it's more like staying at Ajax where he know he's a guaranteed starter. And he will be playing, so he'd be at his best, he'd be at his sharpest for World Cup. As opposed to going and have to compete with Maguire and Varane, probably being played in your second best position and not being at your sharpest in your favorite or first position for World Cup. That is all I'm saying, and that could be his thought pattern. Yeah. Simeon saying here.
That's not before you go there. So for Holland, right? We have Ake, we have De Ligt,
Van Dijk.
right? Van Dijk. He's starting
Stefan
centre
de
back
Vrij.
every game.
Say that again, Nico.
Yeah, say that
So
again.
is it that he start for Holland every game in his centre back position?
I don't even think
They
he starts
play-
for Holland now.
They play a back three.
They play a
They play a
back
back
three.
three.
He started versus Belgium the last time I checked.
The last
Right.
2 games he started, and I think it was him,
Yeah.
Van Dijk, and somebody else. I can't remember who the next person
De
was.
Ligt.
Was it? I don't think the Ligt was part of the team for
Yeah.
the last thing.
But I was saying, so same thing. So let me say De Ligt fit. So we're gonna have to know.
So it was Nathan Ake, Jurriën Timber, and Liverpool guys.
Lit-
Yeah.
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk.
Yeah, I think so.
So that was saying, so he can get dropped same way too.
Let's
So
be
De
frank.
Ligt fit.
Holland
De
have a
Ligt
lot
fit,
of
he can
defenders
drop
that
the
they can
same
choose
way.
from for that back line, because remember, you still have Stefan de Vrij Inter Milan, who they could also call on as well too. As another player they could also look at,
But
and he's very big.
Yeah. You're getting to the comments and everyone else going there.
Yeah. Where was I? Right, yes. Jody's saying here, but the clubs know United in shambles and want to dig out the club for big money for players. So on that hand, I don't mind they play hardball with those clubs, because we try that big money spending for the past 10 years with 1 billion in spending. Wow. Simeon saying here, we've needed a centre defensive mid for years. That deal should have been done before the season end for someone. Anyone better than McFred? Ten Hag approved McFred? Yeah, I mean. Arun, good night, buddy. Thanks for joining, man. Julie saying Van Gaal have issues with Man United. Yeah, you better. But Man United, they treat him too good night, alright? Anderson saying here, I believe the reason why Ten Hag wants De Jong first is that the front line with Sancho and Ronaldo. And why are you putting Rashford name here, buddy? It's not a bad lineup.
You just vexed because Martial named not behave yourself.
No, it's not that. It's not matter that, It's not matter that. I thought he'd say. I thought he'd
JP
say.
back in, eh? JP back in your way, Ashford, eh?
My boy,
Yeah,
my boy training hard, eh? My boy training
yeah,
hard.
yeah.
He coming out this season.
Yeah. And I mean, I hope so too. But per Anthony from Ajax, right? Anthony, Sancho, and Ronaldo. Yeah, let Rashford come off the bench. Right? It's not a
Stop
bad
changing the man
lineup.
comment and read it as you see it, please. Stop changing the man comment and read it as you see it. Oh gosh, boy.
It's not a bad
politics
lineup once
inside
he
there,
is
boy.
performing. So he needs to fix the midfield first. So on this, right? Anderson had mentioned it, right? So I mean, everything's saying that, we'll advance all the other deals once De Jong is done. But the question that's posing to you all is why De Jong has to be done first.
I'm guessing he's probably going to be the biggest one that caused the most of the budget. So, because remember, you look at the money that Barcelona calling for him. They're probably trying to look at that so they can get the best deal out of it, and then they can apply what they have left to the others around them.
But some
There's a lot of stuff that holding it up.
some could perceive that comment as well, Anderson's comment as, if we don't sign De Jong, are we going to sign anybody?
Mm-hmm.
Or are the next 2 to 5 signings dependent on us signing De Jong? That's always that's how some people may perceive it, right?
I think it is a system that
Yeah.
Ten Hag wants to play, and De Jong is probably
And he has
the most
particular players
important
in
cog
mind for that system.
in that system. So maybe it's the kind of was built from De Jong, if not around him, but from him.
For me, you can't have your eye on just one player, you know. And we're piping Greg boy. I doubt United the club I back in we piping now, boy. In terms of
Right? It's not
all
a
right,
matter of piping, Nico. It's not a matter of
no,
piping.
you know,
It's a,
all
it's
right,
a
well,
matter of
let me
understanding that they have that they know they have a certain player that's with a certain value. Before this, Barcelona wanted 100 million for De Jong, you know.
no, but what I'm saying is you would have said before now that we look at to see how much we spend on the young, so the extra we could know how to spend otherwise. You know,
How much is our budget for this
I
window?
doubt United. Well, I mean, as I always tell Riemann, as always say, the money don't come out of my pocket, right? So I don't mind how much we spend, right? But we know that United have money, right? How much millions the Glazers getting in dividends
11.
recently,
11 million.
11
right?
million.
11 million.
So what I'm saying is United have money. We have money, right? It is not the young alone we need. It have other players we need,
Yeah,
right?
but
Yes,
you
Young
gotta kinda
is
look
a
at it.
necessary player. Come again? Say that again?
You gotta look at it from the perspective that he's looking at the areas where he knows that it needs the most surgery. We
But
lost
I'm
a set of
saying, so it have
midfielders.
other players where we need. We don't need the young alone. It have other players
Okay.
we need.
Okay. But just remember, we're
So to
buying out
me,
a man who still have 4 years on his contract. Eh? So you gotta look
yeah.
at those things into consideration.
But
And
still,
then
even if we work in the young, there are other players we need.
Yeah.
So why it is we waiting to get the young and then go to get the other players we need?
It's more like other clubs are operating like an octopus, right? Each leg of the octopus looking to get a different player. We just operate with one arm and just hoping that De Jong
Yeah.
bites off that arm and we get him, right? So
So it's not like a luxury, all right. So we looking for this player, and if we get him, all right, we go find somebody else. No, there are other players we need, and we have the funds. So let me
And the
strengthen
midfield-
while we
I
work.
got to ask the question though, because at some point in time the club has to ask itself, are there 3 or 4 other alternatives to De Jong? Right?
maybe they are.
Because
But like
they're making it
before-
they're making it seem like we are so desperate for De Jong. How much you want to bet? Because for the last couple of days, I've been hearing that the De Jong saga or De Jong to United is supposed to end by June 30th, which is what in about
4
like
days.
4 days
Thursday.
in 4 days time, right? So basically this upcoming week, right?
Tuesday.
I bet you can come back here on Saturday or Sunday, and De Jong will not be a United player. I'm willing to have egg thrown on my face if he is, but I can bet that he will not be a United player come end of June.
No, because
question. Do you like them
bring the
scrambled
fanfare
or
with
fried?
it, yeah?
I told
Bring the
Reem-
fanfare, gotta bring the piano,
I told
and
Reem
the other
about 3
stuff
weeks
with it
ago.
too.
I told Reem about 3 weeks ago we will have no players in by preseason, and I know Reem had a little bit of hope. And now preseason starting tomorrow? We ain't got no players in, Reem. None.
Coming into the end of the season, I remember the whole Declan Rice question. When they were saying, based on his price, we could get somebody similar outside of England who could do the same thing. So why is we running down this one player and the young, we basically doing a Declan Rice with him? Like if he's the only player that can play in that position. And to me that not making sense, because they could probably get a player who doing the same thing for cheaper. I sure have a player in the league who we could get for that.
Yeah. Before we move on, right? We had to get a word from our sponsors, and then after that, we have something special. Just for a little break in the flow, right? So let's do this, and then we will come back on the inside, guys.
Right, ProGlow Collision Center, right? They all offer services such as auto body repair and refinish, right? Muffler repairs, replacement of auto body parts, windscreen replacements, and you also get a quote for any vehicular repairs, right? Contact number 317-2599, and you can also WhatsApp 721-7368. Right? Thank you again to ProGlow Collision Center. Yeah.
Right, nice. Thank you, ProGlow. And also, guys, you'll remember we had fantasy, all United Fantasy, EPL Fantasy Football Challenge, and we announced the winner at our last show. So, and we had a sponsor who came in, to sponsor the prize, the winnings for the person who won, right? And that was Mom's Recipe Tamarind Chutney, right? And earlier I tried this chutney is tops, and it have three different it have no pepper,
Flavors.
right? It have no pepper, mild pepper, and hot one mouth, right? So and it made real tasty. And watch me, you could use it to eat with anything. Polori, you could even see. Watch me, Jody say you could season chicken with it too, right?
Nice one.
So check them out. Jody still had to let me know where this could be accessed, right? But the number is 2940493. All right. So thanks to Mom's Recipe for sponsoring the All in All United FPL challenge, right? So take a look
Much
at this, guys.
appreciated.
Champion what? Champion what? Everybody know me at the champion boy. Everybody know me at the champion boy. Everybody know me at the champion boy. Everybody. Man, shell me at the champion boy. That's where everybody at the champion boy. Have a rich gal in the Hamptons boy. The musha never meant that the champion boy. Now man, I don't a songsters boy. Flight every week me at the champion boy. Yeah, just bust and buy a mansion boy. Champion me at the champion boy.
Right,
Yeah, man.
so,
Nice.
Yeah, so Devendra,
Nice.
congratulations, Devendra. But next
Yeah.
season, I ain't feel you're lucky, so right?
Yeah, tough battle next season. Yeah.
God.
All right. So guys, back to the conversation. So I fully agree that I have a little issue. Now I know that Ten Hag, really want to build the team a particular way, and he see Frankie De Jong as a main piece of the puzzle. Right? But I have a serious issue, and because history has proven, right, that Man United can't work on more than one deal at the same time. I know that all the eggs is in this De Jong basket, right? And I get the feeling that if this thing don't work out, right? I mean, one, they will hold on and try as much as possible once there's hope, and that could take us deadline day, right? And I get
And then
the
we got
feeling
Fellaini.
and then exactly, and that's my fear because this is a very critical, point in our where we want to go as a club. This is the first time in so long we've hired an actual coach, right? I mean, that's what's being said, and I fully believe it. And I'm excited to see what he's going to do on the pitch and how we're going to train with them and them. But he need help. And if you all saw the lock screen when we started, Ten Hag there, I cannot perform magic. You had to get him on the tools, right? And I believe Ten Hag also knows that, hey, here what's going on. If De Jong don't work out, it have this person, it have that person. Then not only that, it have a scouting department who's supposed to be recommending names to you.
Exactly. And we know that they're working. Because
So-
Ralph would have called out that. Ralph would have flagged that early. And another reason to get rid of him. Because he make out all of them.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
so what I'm saying is I'm certain, and I really do believe, I've been honest with you, I do believe that our budget is 120. Right? That is not our budget. Simply because one, when a reporter went to one of the Glazers, he said money will be made available for transfers. Right? Money will be made available for transfers to improve the squad. When this guy, Richard Arnold, he as well said, we have money to make transfers to improve the squad. So I'm not buying this 120 talk.
Yeah.
I'm not buying
Yeah,
that.
but did he say how many though?
No, I mean he doesn't have to say that. You know the market. You know how the prices are inflated. So you can't tell me you have money and all you have is 100 million. Who you getting with that? Like one player.
True,
Unless,
but he also,
unless,
but Reem, he also said that he's not trying to do things like the previous approach. So
And
that
that is
also would
why-
mean
But the previous approach, Gregor, was going after the big expensive marquee player. Not so?
What's how
exactly.
simple Spurs get Bissouma? What's how simple? Quiet. They
I
don't
mean,
no fuss
and then
behind it.
you look at that. I mean, a lot of clubs were avoiding Bissouma because of that court case hanging over his head. So
Well, true. I hear that. I
Okay,
hear that. But
yeah.
you don't think
It's
Spurs want to do the due
like-
diligence?
Yeah, well,
Huh?
United, him taking that chance, eh? You know that, eh? Especially
Yes,
we're going to Greenwood right now.
thank you.
Them ain't
I'm not
watching in that
going to
direction.
jump to that.
Them not even watching in that direction.
So,
At this
anyways,
point, it's best to go and try and do what you do with Benjamin Mendy if that's how we're looking at it.
No, well, I mean, it's not like that, but it's just the
Benjamin Mendy
example
them
of-
lost that key, you know. He ain't coming out no way.
No,
Right, JP?
do I say it?
JP?
But look,
Yeah, it's just there are players out there that is just why looking at it. Bissouma might not be the one we have to go for, but they have players out there. It's not we don't have to get everybody know this player, everybody
personally-
wants this
okay.
player. That's how I look at it. So I understand Ten Hag may want a particular player, but this taking a little too long. If they are injured, what happening?
We back-
still
we
need
back to
more
zero.
players
We
in
back to
midfield.
I don't know. I personally believe
We need more
that
players.
they're just playing very close to each other. A lot of this stuff. They are probably just one of the more publicized things. But like we said, when you look at it, a lot of reporters aren't even certain as exactly who the actual targets are because a lot of them have changed
Exactly.
from previous weeks. So
Exactly.
that could tell you a lot of things. It may, from one perspective, it may look like we're looking inactive, but at the same time, it could also be a matter of, all right, you know what? We need them to know about this deal. Let me keep it hush hush and let me see what happens from there. So
I
we
read
could
hope and
assume. We could assume
Yeah.
so many different things. We could jump to the conclusion and say, oh, this one getting signed, that one getting signed, United ain't doing nothing. We don't know. So I just taking the approach of eating up ourselves about it now ain't gonna help anybody at this point.
Another
I don't lost
reason
enough here.
why-
I ain't trying to go through this again.
Another reason why I guess, and this something that United fans may not want to hear, right? We have no Champions League football. Remember that, okay? So
Yeah.
players may be hesitant.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Just going through the comments real quick. I'm just saying here, I believe the reason why Ten Hag wants the young first is at the front line. Oh, I think I read this already. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
you did.
we just-
Yeah, you did.
They've just saying, I doubt very much, and Ten Hag seeing all this transfer swinging and he quiet. Plus stock prices dropping, so something had to be going on. Yeah. Jody say here, boy, I see a picture of Rashford and he looking fat.
No, don't say that. You're not looking real fit.
Next year for this.
Jody,
Next year.
you want Greg and JP come at you?
No.
Yeah, Jody
I
say here,
good.
boy,
I
me ain't
good.
care what Alias say, and Ten Hag will get the best one.
Look at him. Look, watch the grid. Watch the grid.
No, but-
Watch the grid. Watch
No,
the
but what
grid.
do you-
next week, Jody.
No, but with the
That's
rate
what-
we going at right now, we need that. We gonna need that. If we gonna need that. The
Tell them
rate
stop
we
on
gonna
it. Only
transfer
place
market,
and
we
we go
gonna
and we
need
go
that.
see.
Yeah.
I thought we'd be selling Marcel by now. You know, I mean, these guy, if we got a 10 million or 15 million, then the man go happy. Yeah.
Right now we're looking like
I thought by now-
right now we're looking like we getting rid of Andreas Pereira before we get rid of Marcia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought plenty of them players would be gone by now.
Yeah,
The
but
problem
that's-
is the wages. Clubs
Yeah.
can't meet those players' wages. And
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
So fees not the problem.
Correct.
The wages,
Correct.
yeah.
It's no terms.
They're
Yeah.
just saying here, my concern with De Jong, we're going for a player who, according to the media, he don't want to come.
Correct.
Right? And he in the media saying he want to stay Barca. And if he sign, he will say he happy to be here. How we gonna?
Yeah, but that's the
that's
go-to
life
for
of-
any
yeah,
for
that-
any player when they say
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Biggest club in the world.
That's just
I've
been-
always wanted to play for.
Yeah, that's just the pleasant way
Yeah.
of saying certain things. You know, them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as
Because
Sky
if-
Sports reports say he wants to come, eh?
Okay.
I saw Sky Sports
So you
report
see,
today
you see
saying-
how things just be conflicting. Look the other day how the
very-
proper
very
report
normal.
about Ericsson saying how he reject we, and then all of a sudden they say he considering the deal.
Yeah.
Who you really believe
yeah.
in?
Yeah. Simeon here saying this De Jong issue has me looking back at Ragnick and his cheaper gettable players, which were quickly bought up by other teams. Ten Hag may be a better coach, but can he build a team without support like Ajax?
Yeah, it's true.
Devin just saying here, big up Mom's Recipe, reach out to the boss, Jody Lalchan. Yes, man. Yes. Jody saying here, you see, Man United fans only studying what the media is saying and who they want linking to the club just to sell news. I will say it again, it's all about who Ten Hag wants. And Ten Hag, Jody wants De Jong. So we're going to, that's all we're going to get. Who knows, the prizes might be bigger next season for All in All United FPL.
What are you talking about?
What are we talking about, man? Running through them quick. They've just saying here, big up fellas, All in All United, saying it in big. I defending the championship next season. He said I sponsor.
You read that last line?
Merchandise. What? Now we talking about? Man?
So that competition, boy.
Hey, they're going on. Devendra, they're going on hold it to that. Devendra, they're going on hold it to that hard. Eh? You go ahead and play more than.
They're still being recorded and saved, boy. You hear? That's
Now Self-Phil going and join the FPL and try and see if you could win something.
I enjoy FPL in about 10 years, boy. But give me some incentive now.
Yeah. Hey, Christopher on the inside, man. It's been a while. Thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying here, Greg makes a great point. Martial wages too high. Yeah, 250. They plenty for next club to take. Right. Yeah, way too high. Everybody agreeing with it, right? He also saying here, thing about De Jong is Barca don't want him. Ten Hag does. Best he goes when he's wanted.
That comment is not right because Barca, Xavi has actually come out and said he wants De Jong to stay, but Barcelona's financial situation.
That's it. They have to sell to kind of balance their books. Even that injection of 700 million that they got the other day, where they had to sell 25% of the TV rights. All that did is just basically kind of help them to break even, you know. They're still owing players wages. Piqué, they're owing Piqué 50 million in wages. That's the tell you how bad things is right now.
Wow.
And
I
probably alimony.
Shakira waited to hit for 6 when he get our money.
6
Hey, Colin Peters on the inside, man. Big up, man. Thanks for joining, buddy.
Good night.
So fellas, I mean, we all kind of, up to scratch and up to date with, reports and, as Greg referred to earlier, have credible sources that you would take, a little more from than others, right? It's at the rank and file, it's at the top dogs in terms of news, right? So it was reported today by some credible sources that the whole De Jong saga looking like it will come to a positive conclusion soon, right? There was a second offer, and the offer is now being considered. The first one was rejected forthwith, right? The second one is now being considered, and it's looking positive, right? So chances are Ten Hag has gotten his man. Right now, let me zero in on Frankie De Jong a little bit, right?
But that's before. Did Barca announce Frank Casillas yet?
Nope.
Last season they didn't. I think they did last season,
They made the report that he was leaving.
But
they said that, but they can't afford to announce anyway because remember they can't register him either.
No, they could announce him, but they just can't register him because they did announce Ferran Torres and he wasn't registered.
And it's only after. Can't register yet.
Yeah, and it's only after this guy left. What's his name?
Yeah, well, to say this of that level of embarrassment, they go do that again.
To all the if there's any Barcelona fans watching this here, what have you done with the Neymar money? I go ask that question.
Give it to Messi. Give it to Messi.
No, but earlier,
you have a man on $1 million a week. What you expect up? It must dry up.
Yeah. So let me going on Frankie De Jong a little bit because I mean we all said it before. We all kind of understand that this guy is a major piece of the puzzle that Ten Hag wants to put together, right? So I mean, how does Frankie De Jong fit Manchester United, And who do you all think partners him in midfield? Now, and I want to say this, and I don't want to go into the semantics and the old talk with this, right? So let me just take it at face value and let me move on, right? Because we saw Paul Pogba come in, right? A lot was expected from Paul Pogba, and he found himself in midfield with some subpar players, right? So what do we expect from Frankie de Jong? How does he fit, and who will you think would partner Frankie de Jong in midfield?
I think it's starting with the Universal Soldier. That we just call it?
The Universal Soldier.
Yeah.
Oh, Captain America. No, Captain America. Right?
Can be Captain America. He from England. He from Scotland.
Scotland.
So let's call him Universal Soldier now, man.
Yeah, Universal Soldier.
Shots,
I think
man.
he started Universal Soldier, and then it will reach to Fred, right? And I think Fred would do maybe will do a better job. You know, I think if they really get the ball moving, because we know the mobility of the Universal Soldier. He's not that mobile, and we know how players just walk around him. You know, I don't think that will suit well with Ten Hag. I think Fred are more biting him. I think Fred's ability to win back the ball is way better. And I think eventually it will come down to Fred in that midfield with De Jong.
But tell us something, Nico, and well, let's put the rest of the guys as well. You know, does Ten Hag go with a double pivot? Is De Jong a 6 or 8? Who plays the 6? Who's the first person receiving the ball from the defender? Do we go for a DM? Let me get into that discussion.
So I think Fred will do that. Fred, because we saw Fred did that under Rangnick, under Solskjaer. We saw Fred doing that, right? Taking the ball off the back four, or off the centre backs, right? And I think from there, I think you want De Jong in a more advanced area, to help create and help, create chances and have the ball rolling. So I believe that Fred will play the deeper role with De Jong ahead of him.
In
a single pivot. Fred. Yeah.
In an ideal scenario where Ten Hag works well with youth, my ideal midfield will be 2 8s and a 6. The 2 8s being Donny and Frankie, and the 6 being James Garner, right? Because James Garner is 20 years old, so I think he's good with working with youth. That's my ideal midfield. However, it's possibly going to be a Fred, a Donny, and then Bruno up top. Or Scott Bruno up top, yeah.
But let's include guys as well. You know, what will Frankie bring to the midfield of the team? Why Eric want him so bad? What it is he going to bring so much that he want him that bad?
All you have to do is go back to
one of those composed players.
All you have to do is
and the ability to pick a pass, the ability to make a pass, the ability to break the lines, and the confidence to do it, because we time and time again we have seen Fred and McTominay in positions to make mid passes that are a quality midfield, like simple as if you watch Ruben Neves, right? I don't know how we haven't been linked with Ruben Neves, right? That would have been the ideal player, right? What I mean,
we have. It's just been priced out of our move. Bruno Lage said quoting him at 100 million.
When you watch the quality on the ball of a Ruben Diaz, simple as a Martinho, the quality that is the technical ability that a midfielder supposed to have. That is what De Jong going to bring now, and we have lacked that in our midfield.
All I'm gonna say is this: if you want a classic example of the way that Ten Hag sets up his midfields, just look at Ajax 18-19 team, and look at the way they played against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. That team basically made up Frankie, Donny, Tadic was basically that midfield three. That alone should tell you the kind of style that he wants to play. It's quick passing. Frankie is a deep lying playmaker, but he can also progress going forward. He doesn't have, he's not a pacey box to box player, but he can progress the ball very well getting forward when he has the ball. And the way that that Ajax sets up, a lot of the midfielders are multifunctional. So you'll have players who could mainly be playing as a 8, but they can also do the job of a 6, or in some cases a job of a 10, if need be. So Frankie brings that to what he wants.
I think Ten Hag wants him a little closer to the midfield or to the attackers than further out. Because we need that.
Here's my midfield 3 that I'm looking at when you think, oh, how you would set up. I'm thinking it'll be a midfield 3, Frankie, Donny, and Bruno.
Well, I have real confidence in Donny, boy. But all right.
But I guess
you're looking at someone who also basically he has 2 midfielders in his team that understand the system that he wants.
Yeah.
And that's the obvious there. I think that's why
you would expect.
That's why Ten Hag is going after all of these Ajax players or former Ajax players, because there's less headache for him to implement into them, right? And I think that. So
if you get your midfield to kind of understand the system that you have in place, the rest of your team kind of almost falls into position with that.
JP, you wanted to say something on it?
Yeah, I like the idea of him and Donny. If De Jong could be the one closer to defense, because he has that kind of composure on the ball. And I think we need somebody that's in front of the defenders that we have who calm and compose on the ball and could collect it with a player on the back, and you're comfortable with them being able to get away from that player and pick up pass. And Donny, if he could get Donny to play like the Donny of Ajax with his teammates next to him, with his coach with him, then I think we could have a good midfield pair in them. I'm also looking forward to Ghana to see if, based on Ten Hag philosophy with young players, if we could really use the confidence that Ghana will be coming back with after having such a great season and getting a promotion into the Premier League. That I think there's something we could build on with him too. Because he's 20, so I think he old enough and have the experience from that season. Something like with Mount at when Mount came back from Derby, the Chelsea team, and look at him now, he's like one of the first names on their team sheet. So I think we need to give confidence to players like that. We don't really have to look at it as McFred. So maybe that could be one of the reasons we're not really doing too much too otherwise.
JP, I like the term you use, confidence, right? Confidence to players. The Premier League a little different from in Spain and all the nice leagues, eh? So I just saying, right? Simple as when Bruno used to shine for us, right? Be our shining light, Pogba shining light, and all teams had to do was put 2 players close to them fellas, and we footballed up.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine we put 2 players on De Jong on top of our defense. We football done enough.
But that's where Donny comes in as well too, right? Because football,
exactly.
They got 10 other players on the pitch, right? So I mean,
but we had that with Bruno and Pogba, and we still struggle.
There's a bit different because De Jong and Frankie understand each other, right? So that's my take. It's almost similar. I don't want to make an early comparison, but
yeah.
I think likes of Iniesta, Busquets, and also Xavi coming from the same youth system and being implemented into the first team in the space of 2 to 3 years, right? That kind of suited Barcelona. Yeah, Lionel Messi will take the plaudits, right? But those 3 guys were definitely
allowed him to be here,
right?
Exactly.
So not make comparisons.
I would like to see how that works. Because what I'm saying is you don't want to affect the young confidence early, right?
Right.
Because you putting him in that position, let's say, right, and he's tackled the ball taken away from 3-4 games in a row, his confidence is going to start to take a hit. You know,
if you have a proper system in place, it don't matter how many players you put on another person, right? Because once you pass the ball, you're just moving, right? I see many teams try to put 2 and 3 players on Liverpool's midfield and Man City's midfield and just keep the ball moving. Just keep it moving. Right?
It sounds nice. It sounds nice. It sounds really nice.
It's so nice. But when we turn on our TVs at 7 o'clock in the morning,
The way I looking at it too, if you put two on the young and you have other players who could take control, because I think that's the problem that we have in the team right now, where we always looking to
Exactly.
Bruno to do something, we're looking to Pogba to do something, we're looking at Ronaldo to do something. If you have Ronaldo performing, De Jong performing, there's Donny in the team, he looking good. You have other players. You can't put two players on everybody.
True.
So you can't try to mark everybody out of the game. So therefore that will free up somebody else and that could work in our favor.
Yep.
So that, and I think, and that's what I'm saying, I like Donny, not Donny, De Jong, in that he's one of the confident players who he could play on the ball. Even like they put players on him, he will make a quicker pass. He wouldn't be like Pogba, and Pogba had a tendency to hold on to the ball, even
long,
though
yeah.
2-3 players coming at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
De Jong is the type of player he was there at one time. Make the other
It's
players
about being
think
progressive.
before
It's
rushing.
about it's about getting
Yeah.
everything up the field quickly.
Right.
Let me throw in this one here because I am a little bit concerned. And the reason why I say that is because I'm very fearful that, and I hear what you all saying, and I guess that's a good point because it comes down to now Ten Hag being able to coach these minds to understand a different way of playing, right? But when I look at the likes of Man City, right? Imagine Man City had Fernandinho and then he went and buy Rodri. And now Rodri is the starter, Fernandinho leaving with no he and blink.
And
He went
Gundogan
and get
leaving too?
Calvin. Well,
Gundogan leaving?
nothing
It
really
happened.
confirmed on that,
They were
right?
talking about
But-
nothing happened.
Right, but after Fernandinho say that he not staying, Pepe blink. Pep
Yeah,
went in and get Calvin Phillips, right?
Calvin Phillips, yeah.
So what I'm saying is Pep, who learned the league, realized that hey, my team need a defensive midfielder, a specialist defensive midfielder. Now, do we have that in our squad? I don't know.
Not present.
Right? At least not who played last season, right? Because
no.
we know McTominay is at 8. Well,
I know-
I don't know
I'm not
McTominay is,
trusting
right? Because he
Sterling.
just plays as a defender for Scotland and he's come here and play midfield, right?
Yeah,
Or
I
he's
don't
come
know
here
who
and
he
play
is
the
either.
fool. He's coming
I
here
just
and
say
play the fool.
I feel he's
Right?
a bodybuilder or some UFC fighter or something. I just
Fred proved that he just play better, probably box to box, right? So we don't have any, when I say specialist defensive midfielders, we have not been linked to any. So I am a little bit concerned as to how we going into this with the group of players that we have, because I think Nico, you mentioned it, I really don't want Donny to get exposed. And then, he there dealing with that psychology
Yeah,
of whether he
confidence
could
shatter.
handle. Yeah, I would like to see, right, us take a different approach. And I mean, I'm not saying that we have to go for the kind of, bulldozer defensive midfielders, but let me get somebody who, right, who specialize like that, because De Jong has been playing a number 8 role for Barca ever since he went in there. Whether they intended for him to replace Busquets, I don't know. But he has been playing number 8 there. Right? And for Holland, he has been playing 8 as well, or even 6, but
Yeah.
international football different. So in the EPL, I really interested to see how Ten Hag gonna use this fella if De Jong is the only midfielder he bring to add to who we have. Because for me, I'm not feeling confident. But I watch me as with the analogy for you, I let the egg hit me in my face if to be proven wrong. I prefer be proven wrong.
You know one player that I missed? Ander Herrera.
That was my favorite too.
Ander Herrera was
Yeah.
not a DM, but Ander Herrera understood the assignment, right?
Yes.
Ander Herrera could slot in any part of the central
Any
midfield,
place.
and still do a job.
Yeah.
Miss him, boy.
So where Ruben Neves going? Because from the last fight, I think he was leaving Wolves. So where you going?
Nothing.
100 mil.
But
Nah.
Who paid that for this out?
No, hear this, right? Based on what they're saying, right, that Man United doing the stuff behind the scene and wherever, chances are Ruben Neves could come and jump in, Chances are Declan Rice could come and jump in, We are knowing.
Nah.
No, but that's what they're trying to
Mention
convince
it.
me and tell me, and I tell them, no, we ain't going for no dinner. You know. Let me get some comments here, right? Anderson saying here, Barca in a lot of problems. They need to sell time free agents,
Just to sign
right?
free agents, yeah.
And Barca can't register new players, right? Jody saying here, if Ten Hag wants De Jong and is the only player we get, then it is what he will have to work with and probably see as he can get performance out of the curve. You see that nonsense, Jody?
That's why I don't like, yeah.
Or
I
let's
can't
setting
accept,
Ten Hag up.
accept that, Jody. Nah,
No,
bro.
no, no.
that's
Letting me up. Letting me up.
Yeah.
For as Phil say, when I wake up 7 o'clock in the morning, is rubbish now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They've just saying here, Kessier announced, not registered. They have to clear wages. Same with Christensen from Chelsea. Right, I know that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christopher saying here, next season, the young wages going to spike. Barca can't afford it with their current situation. Yes, Xavi wants to keep him in the squad. But is he starting? Busquets have that spot locked. De Jong sure to start on that Ten Hag.
They got a youngster
Bigger
by the
left
name of
sides.
Pedri, who
Yeah,
is probably
Pedri.
going to be next.
And
who's gonna
they
be-
still have Gavi as well coming through too.
who's gonna be the-
Yeah,
probably
but
the
them
next
two
best.
youths, bad. Them
The man has.
good.
I have not seen a better Spanish midfielder since probably Cesc Fabregas or Iniesta or even Santi
Yep.
Cazorla, right? Barcelona
Nah, he
gonna
really good.
play
He
that
really
guy.
good, you know.
And the
Pedri fella
guy
really
has
good.
played every single minute for the national team Spain and
And
also
them come.
Barcelona.
Yeah, nah, he good.
Yeah,
He
De Jong,
good, he good.
let's be real. Wherever De Jong goes next, it's going to be awkward for him. That's all.
Simeon saying here, McTominay, Ten Hag say he will turn McTominay into prime Koeman. Watch the Dutch master work. Right? I believe that's one.
Simeon, how was some? Were you smoking?
Dwayne saying here, I for one am not excited about bringing in De Jong or any other player for that matter. I'm interested more about how the other teammates chemistry hopefully finally bonds, right? That's what we should be talking about, because just like all the other new signings, one season they start great and from next season form drop because of the inconsistency in the chemistry in the team. System in place. Bring out the best of God, he was going good in a body. Bring out the best of what we have now.
No. Yeah, Reem, hold on. No, he has a point, because at the end of the day, you can't just want to bring 5, 6, 7 players into a team and then you don't
agree
have
with
a
that. I
proper
agree with
system
that.
to incorporate them in it. So
I agree with
But
that.
then I come with the system.
There will be still-
And he had a comedy players too.
Exactly.
well, you had to establish a system in place before you could bring in players.
No, but Greg, what system you think McTominay could play in? Let's be real now.
Well, who knows? Who knows? Anybody thought Fred would have come better than he did last season?
I don't know. I guess
Right.
Fred
Yeah.
probably a
Silence.
little more technical.
Silence. I thought so.
Probably a little more technical than
I thought so.
He also
Well,
saying
we know
I
that.
would love us to get a proper system chemistry, and Ralph would have put that in place, meaning whatever manager comes in or leave, the same system exists. Meaning consistency. When we change a manager, new player mix with old and different ideas, inconsistency. Yeah, I fully agree with this. Right, I agree. But it has some players that have a ceiling and
With
have
that
the
situation with
level.
Ralph now. Yeah, it had the thing is with Ralph now, them fellas didn't really take Ralph serious because they know he wasn't gonna be there full time. So
Correct. So that's partially the club to take the blame for that, because that's and he was going to make demands on them players and then we just lock off on here already.
Yeah.
Christopher saying here, well said, Phil Herrera was a warrior.
yeah, he was.
Anderson saying McTominay has regressed just like Smalling and Jones before him. Yeah. Joey saying, look here, send me. I going to see Ten Hag I going to send Ten Hag some videos of my daughter. yeah, Jody, do that, because she good. She do that thing, So, fellas, I mean, we at the end of the program, we'll hopefully by next week, Phil mouth will take we and we really sign some people, right? And I am very, I was telling somebody the other day, because they were saying I not going to be into this transfer thing. I gonna lock off that when the season starts. Whoever we have, that's who I gonna start to follow. And I tell them I say it unfortunately that is not my situation because because of all United I had to keep abreast of the facts now. So it just make it real hard for me. So I always had to be searching and getting frustrated now. So I hope that within the next couple of days we could get De Jong.
Days? Nah, don't pay out. Nah, you're setting your hopes real high, boy.
No, well, somebody said the 30th, so the 30th is Tuesday. So if
Barca also have a deadline they have to meet, because they know they had to get certain money, spend a certain percentage of it.
Yeah, so I hoping at least we could get De Jong over the line and forget about Barca, so let Barca sort themselves out. And they say that once De Jong secure, all the other things go fall into place. So this is what I want to wait and see.
I hope the Tails still go bankrupt.
It gonna happen so. It's not gonna
I want to
happen so.
see De Jong come in because it looks like it's more or less done. And then I want to see, I want this club to prove to me. I mean, it's not mean nothing to them, but I want them to prove to me that them could do plenty deals like that. So
when is our first preseason game? What date was the date?
And tomorrow?
No, the first preseason game.
On the tour against Liverpool. Is that the 12th of July or something?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
While I'm finding out, I'm going to get some comments here. Jolie saying
De Jong
here,
Anthony, what is it?
Jolie saying here, look, you see
you said that one already. You see that one already.
He's saying De Jong,
Anthony
will be our signings this season. Two players alone.
Reem, not Anthony Martial I'm talking about, eh?
Yeah.
Tonight, boy.
No, but hear this, right? And they just off the thing, but if Ten Hag, right, let me just say, push some button and get Anthony Martial firing up. I come in here and I'm going to be sickening. I'm going to be sickening. Trust me, I'm going to be
You're sickening already.
Yeah, but it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. Trust me. If Anthony only come and fire in next season, all you going here now.
What was the quote Ten Hag have any picture behind there?
Well, now self we know he ain't helping Martial then.
No. I just believe it because I know Martial. He had to go somewhere else, But
Hold on. Wait. Pause. Is Reem actually giving up on Anthony Martial?
I never give up on the man. I give up.
Horror!
I love my team. I love my team horse, right? I have my team and I want my team do well. But all I'm saying is if Martial come back this season, I'm gonna annoy the living daylights out of you.
Yeah. We've heard that before.
Yep. When he was going to Sevilla. Yep.
His injuries kill him. Injuries mess him up because even after everything was said.
Oh, he probably growing muscle.
What was the flip side of that dream? And that was the same as you at United?
No, what I'm saying is the president from Sevilla came out and said that listen, the man was fitting in, everything was working well. It's the injuries that mess up with the man. It had nothing to do with performance. It had nothing to do with quality, right? So we're saying
how many goals is scoring Sevilla again?
The man hardly play by
Right.
Greg, stop now. Greg, stop. Greg, stop.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know time will tell you now.
You just say you're gonna be sick then if you come better, so you have plenty time.
I know time for hate, right? Sylvian said here, them men already start training today. Hopefully, I think it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow,
They
yeah.
start training today.
What time that is? But
later
Yeah.
for them.
Christopher, I hope you ain't trying to gas Mike what Jody just do. I hope if we in this together, we in this together, right?
Better for the team, right?
Yeah. This one
Right.
definitely show you Papi.
Yeah.
hey, Christopher.
Of course.
They're just saying here, June 30th date of the planned Glazer out protest. Here now, the
I
After them
Glazers,
get 11,
I
after them
give
get
on
11
both
million
sides.
dividends, where them going?
nobody
Protesting
Glazers gonna
Glazers
just
on
sign.
since when?
Yeah, nah. The Glazers gonna make sure De Jong sign and
Yeah.
that all our protesting gone dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. So
They retiming that too to announce it.
yeah. You know what it's doing.
All that, yeah.
You know. So guys, I think we at the end of the show this evening. All right. As I was saying, I really hope that this week is a pivotal week for us, and we will start to see some things happening. I only hearing things working in the
Don't hold your
background, working in the
breath.
background.
Don't
I ain't
hold
gonna
your
hold-
breath.
I ain't gonna hold my breath, you know. But what I was saying is I keep hearing things in the background, background, right? Let me see something come to fruition this week now, man. And what I was saying is, and I'll say it again, once we get De Jong in the bag, everything will start to flow. So I waiting. Closing thoughts, fellas.
You went first.
I went first, you know. Honestly, I think that well, in fact, no, I shouldn't say honestly. Optimistically,
So you're gonna lie to me?
no, I mean optimistic.
You just
Right, I
you
mean
just say not
optimistic.
honestly. So what you haven't taken, hey? You say what's carefully now, man. You're going
Right? That's what I changed. That's what I changed. Right? I am optimistically hoping, right, that we get a few signings over the line, you know, to integrate for the preseason, right? Also, what I'm saying too is that a lot of the players who will be going after, even if we sign them, will not have been coming into the team. Let me say tomorrow, you know, a lot of them would have been on, let me say, after the international break, would have got an extra week or 2 weeks off. So I don't think in terms of that anything changed now. You know, if we get them, let me say, the next 2 or 3 weeks, you know, I don't think much would have changed. They would have come into the teams so to train at the same time. So I think in terms of that, you know, maybe Ten Hag saying, you know, we still have time, or the board hopefully are saying optimistically, you know, that is the thought pattern that, hey, you will get them by time this supposed to start a train, they'll be inside by then, you know. So that is my hope that, and now I was saying by the end of this week, maybe not, but hopefully in a week or two, I think we will get some signings inside.
Yeah, on the plane to go on the tour. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it from the aspect of, we know that there's some progress being made. Granted, it's not as quick as we like it to be, but this is all part of the growing pains of trying to change the way that we approach transfers altogether. There's going to be difficulties because we're going to have to stand our ground, because in the past there would have been a situation where we want to pay this much for our player when he ready with, we want to go here, but he would down here. We had to stop doing that to ourselves. So we had to kind of recognize that we had to dig with toes in and say, hey, we gain here this much, and you take it or leave it. It'll probably mean walking away from deals that we probably think would have been smart deals, but if you realize that you're getting hustled by the clubs, it'll make sense. So brace yourself.
Yeah. JP?
Yeah, I think I am looking forward to seeing this week De Jong and Ericsson, and I feel it could happen. Because I know this Ericsson is a few days away from a decision, not too far away from a decision. So I'm hoping he would choose us. And I feel like the De Jong situation gets into that place of closure. So I'm hoping by this week we could have the two of them at least, and that would be a major improvement in our midfield, which we know is the main area of concern. So if we could get that at least, I'll feel a little better.
Yeah. Nobody knew.
The notifications for Fabrizio Romano are on. That's all I can say. I don't want to be going to my phone all the time and checking Twitter and pulling down the screen to refresh and all that. The notifications for him and David Ornstein are on, and that's all I can hope for, right? If it does get announced this week, boom. If not, well, my hopes aren't up. So, but it's all good. Great show, therapy session.
Yeah. Christopher, let me just get the last two comments before we wrap it. Christopher saying, I there with your real talk. I really hope Martial had to perform. Had such high hopes for him. Yeah, for real. Simeon saying here, I see Haaland and I see Manchester turning blue by the levels of that player. I see no response. I think Simeon, we had a really be real and accept that we are punching with City right now. We're punching with Spurs and Arsenal.
Arsenal.
You know?
Not even Spurs right now, because they're in Champions League at least.
Yeah,
So we punch with Arsenal.
so unfortunately, whatever City do, we just had to watch and say, we were there, you know, until you know whatever Ten Hag has to do, because he did make a statement in his first press conference that impressed me. You know, he talk about certain times coming to an end, and he was referring to the dominance of Pep and Klopp.
Yeah.
So. Let's see. He talk the talk, and let's see how he works with what he is going to have. Because I could tell you something, I don't see Man United buy no 100 million player for him every season. You know. So guys, that brings us to the end of the show, right? So Greg B, JP, and Phil, all the thanks again for being a part. You know.
Yeah, Jody.
And Nico.
Yeah, Jody, thanks with that. You know, today, in terms of the Vinja again, congrats, you know, yeah.
So guys, as we all kind of echoed, we're hoping that this will be, a good week for us, upcoming week for us. You know, we actually start to see some things happening, because earlier when Arsenal doing more work than you know you're in a mess.
Yeah.
You know? So...
But none of them Arsenal buys really chipped in though.
I find the Gabriel Jesus buy is a good one.
Yeah, that one may be a okay one,
Yeah.
but otherwise...
No. They sell Gabriel Jesus because once Haaland they dead. He time up.
No, but you don't see Gabriel Jesus as a good acquisition for Arsenal?
For Arsenal, yeah.
For Arsenal, maybe, but the man never really scored 20 goals in a season since he in England, you know.
My look, all
no
the
threat.
Gabriels at Arsenal are known for getting red cards. Arteta saw what Gabriel Jesus did in the Copa America with that red card, and he was like, "Yes, come to me." Definitely need
man went full Randy Orton man in Copa America, Jordan.
They were just saying Jesus now, man, he's a tapping man. No one else wanted him. Hey, but a real bit away. Real bit away.
It's not a bad buy for Arsenal, but
it's true though.
Not a threat.
It's an
Not a-
upgrade.
not a threat
It's
to
an
talk about.
upgrade from Eddie Murphy, so I don't.
Which man? I know Arsenal going to give Nketiah number 14. You know that. Wow.
Wow, that's a heavy number upon them.
Wow.
Them wicked.
In Nketiah, so
Yeah.
well, what I mean,
Nah, boy.
like, you see it.
Nketiah not special. Man.
Guys.
Yeah, fellas. So guys, we'll be back on the next one. So thanks again, and we'll see you all. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, good night.
Right.